So this lawyer, he's like a real-life Saul Goodman. Now the guy's name is Eric Kahn, and Eric Kahn, he's around 43 when the story starts, and he's living in Kentucky, and like I said, he's an attorney. Specifically, he helps disabled people who can no longer work get paid by the government. And bro is making a lot of money doing this. However, there's a problem. He's greedy. The money he makes just isn't enough for him. He wants more, and he doesn't care if he has to scam the government to get it. So one day in 2004, he gets a visit from a judge friend of his. This guy, Judge Doherty. And Judge Doherty tells him that he's in a bit of a pickle. He says his daughter was caught buying cocaine from an undercover police officer and that he needs about $30,000 to make the problem go away. And in exchange for this favor, Judge Doherty promises to approve all of Eric Kahn's clients' cases. So basically, every time Eric Kahn submits a case for one of his clients to get disability from the government, the judge will approve it, no questions asked. And Eric's like, fucking sweet, and they have a deal. So Eric Kahn gives him the money, and Judge Doherty starts approving Eric's clients' disability cases without even reviewing them. And after a while, they decide to solidify the deal and make it permanent, where Judge Doherty will keep approving all of Eric Kahn's client cases, and in exchange, Eric Kahn will pay him $500 a case. And this goes fine for them. But in order for this scam to really work, in order for his clients to qualify for disability, they first have to get approved by a doctor. So now Eric Kahn wants to get a doctor involved in their scheme. So Eric Kahn goes online and he finds a bunch of disgraced doctors, and then he basically pays them to sign off on these disability claims without checking them. And just like that, their scheme is now up and running in full effect. Like, a client will submit his or her disability form to Eric Kahn will edit them and make their conditions look way worse than they actually are. Then, one of the shady doctors he hired will sign off on them, and then Judge Doherty will approve them. And they do this over and over and over again, with client after client. So, because of the speed and success rate of all this, his clients start recommending his services to other people, and new business comes in. And soon, Eric Kahn becomes the go-to lawyer for disability checks. You want to get on disability? Go to him. You'll get approved. So he's now making a ton of money. Now, you'd think someone who's involved in this type of fraud would stay low-key. But oh no, not Eric Kahn. Eric Kahn loves the attention he's bringing on himself. So he floods the area with billboard ads with his face on them. He appears in a ton of TV and radio commercials. And his commercials are just so corny.
When Eric C. Kahn represents you, there will be no fear.
Oh, but that's not all. He spends $400,000 building a massive Lincoln Memorial statue outside of his office. This is an actual picture of that. He also builds a replica of the Statue of Liberty outside of his office. Here's an actual picture of that. And all of this cheesy marketing works. Eric Kahn's business starts pulling in tons of new clients, and he's helping all of them secure disability benefits, and he's continuing to get paid left and right. And so, what does a guy like Eric Kahn do with all this new money he's got? Well, he spends the shit out of it. He buys himself exotic cars, including multiple Rolls Royces. He buys himself houses. He takes vacations like every month, traveling to countries like Ecuador and Thailand and Russia and Mexico and Colombia. And while he's out here traveling, he'll meet a bunch of different women along the way, and he'll smash with them. And these women, they're adults, but a lot of them are much younger than him. So he's basically a passport bro. Not only that, but he marries as many of these women as he can. Like, he'll go to one country, marry some women there, and then he'll travel to another country and then marry some women there too. This dude gets married more than 15 different times. This guy's just out here just living his best life. But then, around 2007, things start to get a little complicated for him. See, in West Virginia, there is a Social Security Administrative Office. And there, two employees, they start noticing a strange pattern of events. Like, every time Judge Doherty gets assigned a disability case, the case gets approved. In fact, out of almost 2,000 cases that he's been assigned, the judge has only rejected 4. And so these two employees, they investigate, and they find out that most of these approved cases are represented by one lawyer in Kentucky, that lawyer being Eric Kahn. And so they report all of this to their supervisors. However, nothing comes of it, and years pass, and it's now 2011. And Eric Kahn's scheme, it's still going strong. Like, he's still bringing in tons of money and, like, starring in his corny-ass commercials.
Eric, we need you back.
I never left.
But then, in 2011, this guy enters the picture, Damien. And Damien, he's a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, and he's currently working on a story about excessive government spending. And while he's doing research into this, he's looking at all this Social Security data, and he notices some unusually high approval rates by a judge in Kentucky, a judge named Judge Doherty. Then Damien finds out that two employees in the West Virginia Social Security Administrative Office have been raising concerns about this for years. So he meets up with them and he gathers all their evidence. And after putting everything together, he publishes an expose in the Wall Street Journal about how Judge Doherty is a little shady. Once this story goes public, this tips off members of the U.S. Senate. So then the feds get involved and they start investigating and they begin uncovering everything. The fake approvals, the doctors, everything. And this investigation goes on for years. But then it kind of stalls out for a long time. Meanwhile, Judge Doherty retires with full benefits, while Eric Kahn continues running his law firm and traveling the world and picking up foreign women and smashing with them. This dude even travels to Ecuador and marries his 16th wife during this time. And by the way, at this point, Eric Kahn has scammed more than $550 million in disability from the U.S. government. So it seems like this dude is just going to keep going and he'll never get caught. Until 2016, when finally, bam, Eric Kahn gets arrested. Here's his mugshot. Oh, but he's not done yet. After his arrest, he takes a plea deal. And while he's awaiting his sentencing, he's actually put on house arrest. But this dude, he's not about to let himself get stuck in prison. So one day, he cuts off his ankle monitor and he just goes on the run. And he flees to Honduras, hoping to eventually reach Nicaragua, where there is no extradition treaty with the U.S. And 6 months go by, and he's still hiding out in Honduras. He hasn't been caught. But then, one day, he's leaving a local Pizza Hut there, and bam, police arrest him. Here's another mugshot. Anyway, so he's then extradited back to the U.S., and he's sentenced to a total of 27 years in prison. While also, bam, Judge Doherty is arrested. Here's his mugshot. And Judge Doherty ends up taking a plea deal, and he gets sentenced to 4 years in prison.